Hi, welcome to Modern Wall Street's Trader Talk. U.S. stocks are mixed today as investors weigh in the latest economic data, including inflation. And joining me is Matt Cheslock from Virtue Financial. Matt, I'd like to start off with, hello.
Hello to you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How you doing?
All good.
Well, on a day like this, leading up, we've had some stretching out some records, but today it's mixed, and utilities is one of the only sectors that's up today. Is that a sign a correction is coming?
No, I don't think so. I think we are digesting a lot of news. It's the calm after the storm that we've seen over the last 2 weeks. We've been bracing for a lot of news, a lot of unfortunate disasters that were occurring, with the Hurricane Irma and Harvey. So, we've had to work through a lot of that. We've worked through a lot of stuff out of D.C. So the other sector that's intriguing right now is oil, other than utilities, and I'm sure you'll probably get into a little bit of that. But I don't think the utility rally today indicates that we're due for a correction.
And of course, inflation has everything to do with it. And like you said, energy has definitely popped today, over $50 we saw. Is this a one-off event because of the recent hurricane action?
I'm not sure it's a one-off event, but I think we're to the top of the range that we expected out of oil. We got a good number out of the IEA the other day talking about the world demand for oil was the highest they've seen in 2 years. So that spurred it. We had a production in oil cuts in oil production, so that drove oil down to a level where, we saw buyers get in there. People are anticipating the worst out of the storms. We didn't get that. So it was a kind of a perfect storm for oil that we break above 50 here, a little short covering. But now we got to see if we can break out of this range. We've been here numerous times on numerous reports. OPEC hasn't been super reliable, although they said we're going to extend it 18 months. So I would be cautious here if I was a buyer of oil.
And it has also contributed to the latest CPI data that we got, which showed that inflation did uptick. Now, does that give the Fed any reason to raise rates in December? Because we definitely were ruling that out recently.
No, I don't think this is. I think this is a one-off as far as that goes. They were anticipating maybe an uptick in inflation after the hurricanes. They got that number. We're going to have to see if we can carry through to the next month, and I'm not so sure that'll occur. So I think this year is probably off the table still. I would be surprised if that does change. But there's enough influence in the Fed now that may be leaving, that maybe there's a turn and maybe they get back to it, meaning that after Stanley Fischer is resigning and, we don't know what's going to go on with Chairwoman Yellen, maybe there's some new voices here that may take control.
Could that be why stocks are lower today?
I don't think so. I think today is, we're doing that grind higher. We get to an all-time high and we're digesting it. One of these days, we're going to probably break out to a new high on significant volume, and then I would be more concerned about seeing a correction after that. But this is still the grind that we go through, and I think it's the consolidating factor is pretty good for this market.
Well, finishing up, it's going to be hard to consolidate tomorrow since we have a quadruple witching and retail sales. It's definitely going to be crazy. What are your expectations?
Well, I hope that I'm playing golf tomorrow, unfortunately. So I hope that hope it's not too crazy down here. But I would imagine that the market's going to look for any indication to either unwind a position that they're uncomfortable with after all the recent events, or put on a position, because there's going to be plenty of volume around. There's going to be plenty of volatility, and that's what a trader wants when they're established in a position. They want to be sure that they're not the only interested party on that particular day.
Yeah, plenty of block trades too, right?
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you for meeting me around this block, Matt. It's always nice to see you on Thursday, and I'll see you next week, yes?
Yes, absolutely, Vaz.